Hey, FaithWorks families. Thank God it's Friday. It's Shanae, your marriage and family therapist, talking with you today about a talk it out topic entitled How to Get Him to Miss You Even Though You're There. So, as many of you know, I'm a marriage and family therapist and I have a YouTube channel, FaithWorks Therapy. I also have a private practice, FaithWorks Therapy, and it's located in Pennsylvania. I am offering online services as well as telephone therapy. So, if you're interested, watch my video and you'll get the contact information. My website is www.faithworkstherapy.com, as well as if you'd like to reach me by phone or leave a voice message at 484-494-3355. So let's get into it, ladies. Obviously, this one is for couples. So I do videos about marriage, about faith, and about your relationship with your children. I am a type of therapist who really prescribes to the relationships in your life. The one you have with yourself, the one you have with your spouse or significant other, the one you have with your family members, your grandparents, your mother, your dad, and your children, your coworkers, your best friends. I am the type of therapist that really specializes in improving your relationships with others, okay? And so I'm less really, focused on mental health as I am relational health. And I think that relational health is probably the largest part of mental health, okay? So I am that type of therapist. That's what kind of sets me apart. Everybody right now is mental health awareness, mental health craze, and I'm kind of a pioneer, forerunner to, yes, mental health is important, but what about the relationships in your life? Let's start with the one you have with yourself, all right? So that's what this video is about, all right? Now, how to get him to miss you even when you're there. So obviously this is definitely a self-quarantine chronicle. Many of us wives or girlfriends, longtime girlfriends, fiancés, we are stuck in the house with our men, and maybe they are taking us for granted. Maybe we don't feel as desired as we typically would. And normally I would suggest you go out, disappear, and find something to do with yourself, but we can't even do that. So I'm going to give you 4 tips or things to do to get him to miss you even though you are there. All right. So the first thing I say is give yourself permission to emotionally detach from all the relationships in your life for like an hour and a half, 3 hours, 5 hours, I don't know. Give the kids to, your significant other or your husband and just kind of zone out. Yeah. Women, we often define ourselves by our relationships. And so if somebody asks us tell us about you, you would say, oh, I'm a wife, oh, I'm a mother, oh, I'm this, we define ourselves by the relationships in our lives, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when you're wanting him to miss you, the first thing I want you to do, ladies, is give yourself permission to emotionally detach from the relationships, okay? If for an hour, a few hours, give yourself permission. And the reason why I say that is because women often feel guilty when they emotionally detach. It's almost like you feel like you're being a bad mom, you feel like you're being a bad wife, and we give and give and give. And most often, when we don't feel we're being, that relationship is being reciprocated, when we're giving constantly to our kids, we eventually burn out. And then we are resentful, we are unhappy, we are argumentative, we are the contentious women. My phone is always going off when I'm doing a video. What's up with that? But then we become that contentious woman that God talks about in the Bible, that our husband would rather be on the top of the roof than in the house with us. So we don't want to be that person, right? So women, give yourself permission to emotionally detach, okay? Now, obviously, when I say emotionally detach, you want to obviously make sure your children are safe. You want to make sure they're fed. You want to make sure they're not neglected in any way. But emotionally, cut off, okay? And know that it doesn't make you a bad mom. It doesn't make you guilt. You shouldn't feel guilty. You're to take out the plug from them. Okay, so essentially you're like unplugging from them for a little while. Okay, the second thing I want you to do is give yourself permission to emotionally invest in the relationship you have with yourself. Yes, give yourself permission. Okay, and the reason why I say this for women is because we don't allow we allow a lot of stuff with a lot of other people. Okay, we take and we give and we give and we take and we give, but we don't give and we don't take for ourselves. Okay, so I want to encourage you to give yourself permission to emotionally invest in the relationship you have with yourself. Okay, check in with her. Girl, how you doing? Like, checking in with yourself. Okay, plug into you. Okay, and make sure there's no guilt associated with it. All right, during this time of investing in the relationship you have with yourself, when you invest in any relationship, you're getting to know and you're getting to love. Okay, so getting to know yourself, those few hours that you're taking a day, a week, or whatever during the self quarantine, know yourself, rediscover who you are. Because let me tell you something, the person that you were before you had kids, that's not the same person. You're not the same person. The person that you were before you got married, you're not that same person. Your marriage has changed you. Your children and being a mother, motherhood in general has changed you. So now I want to encourage us wives to rediscover who we are. Okay, rediscover who we are now with kids, with a husband, because a lot of times our likes have matured. Like some of the things that we so enjoy doing, we don't always like to do that now. Or maybe we loved writing poetry. Like when I was in high school, I loved writing poetry. And now sometimes I sit and I try to write, but I don't have that like passion, that I used to have. But when I read books, like I love books and I love poetry books. And so it's just really rediscovering yourself. Okay, not having any guilt with it. All right. Yeah, giving yourself weekly or daily allotted time to rediscover who you are as a woman now. What you love. Okay, I'm sorry, I have my notes here. What you love. What's your favorite color, girl? What's your favorite flower? What do you love to read? Um, Buy a journal, like a pretty journal, from Amazon. I know we're self quarantine, so Ross isn't open in Target, but they have beautiful journals that you can buy and order and get delivered here, $7, $8, and just start writing your thoughts. Like rediscover who you are now, the woman that you are. Okay, foster that relationship you have with her. Buy her flowers at Produce Junction. Okay, invest in a new scent, plant herbs, plant like a garden in your house, or tend to something. All right, knowing yourself, rediscovering what you love. All right, so it could be music, figuring out like what kind of music am I into right now. When I was in high school, I was into, what is it, the Spice Girls. But right now as a woman, I love them, but I'm probably more into, a different genre. And so I want to encourage you as a therapist, and I see this every single day with my clients, that the women have lost themselves and that they feel so guilty to rediscover that person. And you shouldn't. I want to encourage you not to have guilt around who that person is and to rediscover who that person is. All right. So you might say, like, for example, you know what? I'm in love with my skin today. I'm gonna find something that will match my skin color, or maybe a new eyeshadow. Or I'm in love with my lips today. I'm gonna go to CVS to get some lip gloss. Maybe my nails. Like I'm really trying to grow them. This one broke, but I'm really trying to grow them out. So like, what can I do to learn some things to strengthen my nail? Maybe on YouTube or something. All right. So really, like, just knowing what you like, okay, what you love, okay. And when you know and love yourself enough, you get a life outside of the relationships in your life, okay. And I know it's harsh to say that, like, get a life, but I encourage you to do that now, because eventually people don't tell you this, but pretty much you raise your kids to let them go. Okay. And so I want to encourage you to always keep that in the back of your mind. One day they're not going to be here. And what am I going to have? What is going to be something for me? And I know it sounds selfish, but guess what? I want you to give yourself or allow yourself and give yourself permission to be selfish for a little bit every single day or a little bit every single week. Okay? Because eventually they will be gone. And you want to have something for yourself, because the moms and the clients that I see that don't have something for themselves are completely bitter, resentful, angry, jealous, you know. So do it now. Like, do the preventative work now. Okay. Get a life. Even if you can't do it to the extent as you want to do it. Let's say you want to go back to school. Start looking up some classes. Start looking up some graduate school. Make a list of your top 5 schools. And this is where faith comes in. You know, I love God and my faith is like strong. Like, nobody can tell me that there isn't a God. So in those things, the desires of your heart, you can pray to him and you know, really expect them and appreciate them coming, you know, coming to you. So anyway, once you know and love yourself, get a life, okay? Get some goals, girl. Get some dreams. Get a business, okay? If you love making soaps, figure out how to make it. If you, oh my gosh, cooking, okay? Perfect a recipe, anything, all right? And once you get that life, that's number 3, getting a life, knowing yourself, loving yourself results in getting a life. Number 4 is fall in love with that life, okay? Think about it, write about it, read about it, learn about it. I don't know, get magazines about it, like print out stuff about it. Fall in love with it, okay? So the title of this today was How to Get Your Husband to Miss You Even Though You Are There. And that's how you do it. Fall in love with something else. Fall in love with something. I mean, like, really, really love it. Like, something you've always wanted to do. It could be learning the piano. Okay, it could be you getting an app on your phone to like start learning the keys, or you know, like progressing every single day towards something new, something that has developed you, not as a mother, not as a career woman, not as a wife, but as a woman. Because before we were all those things, ladies, we were women. And a lot of times we have to put who we are aside to be a caretaker, to be a mother, and to serve and to give so much to our husbands. But we deserve to give ourselves permission every week or even every day to emotionally detached, to invest in the relationship we have with ourselves, to get a life and to fall in love with that life. Okay, so here's how you can test it. Okay, so at the beginning of your day, you could tell your husband, you know, or your significant other, I really want to watch a movie with you today. Like, are you going to watch this movie? Like, I don't know, pick a movie, random movie that you're thinking about in your head to watch. And you're like, are you going to watch it? Are you going to watch it? And they eventually say, yes, we'll watch it. Forget that you even said that, okay? Fall in love. Like I said, the 4 steps I gave you. Fall in love with something. Figure it out. I don't know. Rediscover yourself, okay? Be so engrossed in it all day. Now, obviously, take care of your kids. Make sure you feed them. Do everything you have to do. But after that, they good, you know, invest in you. Invest in that relationship with you, right? And I'm telling you, when it comes around to the evening and he like, where's my wife? And you still in there like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna learn this, I'm gonna do this, I think I'm gonna sew it like this and da-da-da. When you're doing all that, you're like, you wanna watch that movie that what happened to that movie that you said we was gonna watch? Guys, this has happened so many times, okay? So fall in love with something else, okay? Now, obviously, I would never say another person because, you know, I'm a firm believer in faith, and once you get married, that's the person that you're with, okay? So I would never say another person, but discover who you are in your loves and the things that you cherish as a woman, okay? And for many of us, it's different things. Like it could be music, it could be singing. Give yourself an hour to sing or practice the notes. Just cultivate who you are. And the number one thing to do is give yourself permission. Don't feel guilty about that, guys. And I'm telling you, when you fall in love with something else, he will miss you. I've had my kids say it. I've had my husband say, I miss you. I'm like, I've been here all day, guys. I've been here all day. But it's true. So anyway, I don't want to drag on too long. This video is definitely tailored to my women, to my spouses, to my wives, and really how to get him to miss you even though you're there. Emotionally detach, invest in the relationship you have with yourself. In investing, you know yourself, you love yourself enough to get a life outside of the relationships in your life. And number 4, fall in love with that life. Even if you can't do it like all the time, obviously we have responsibilities. We have to cook, we have to clean, we have to do this. But I'm telling you, an hour or two a day, or maybe you'll save it just for Friday and you have 5 whole hours to just think about all the things. Man, when you dream about it, you write a vision board about it. Fall in love. And I'm telling you, they will miss you. They will be like, wow, what's mommy doing? What's my mom? What's my wife doing? What's she doing? You want to go hang out? I miss you. Where you been all day? So anyway, I'm not going to drag on, guys. I hope you are having a wonderful time tonight. It's a little late for me, but I was spring cleaning all day. I cleaned my whole room, moved my whole room around, got my summer, dresses out and stuff, even though I'm not going anywhere. But anyway, again, if you're interested in therapy, please visit my website, www.faithworkstherapy.com. Fill out the consultation form and I will get it directly, and then we can negotiate a fee, because I do a sliding fee scale. So I am a pretty penny, but I do have a sliding fee scale where I can kind of work with you around what you are more comfortable in paying, okay? Especially during the pandemic. Wish you all the best, guys, and kiss your husbands tonight, kiss your children tonight, but invest in you and fall in love with the life that you get outside of those relationships, all right? Wonderful. Have a wonderful night. Again, remember, faith works.